Alrighty, it looks like we are live, and I'm getting live just a few minutes early because I'm just like, whatever. Might as well. Technically, I'm ready to go, so there's no point in me just sitting here for another few minutes waiting for something to happen or not happen. So anyway, what are we doing today? First of all, I'm going to move my little microphone button over. It's a little bit different to what it is in shapes, but yep. Let's have a go. What was the title of this stream? I think it's something to do with animals. We're going to do a lot of animal-related stuff this episode. Well, we've already got this sort of starting to be set up where we're putting some grass in here. So our general vibe is going to be we're going to get a lot more sheep. We're going to put it in here. Maybe we'll play around with those trees. I'm not sure. To be honest, it's been 2 weeks since I've actually played Autonauts because I was no idea which one we want here, but weeds are pretty close. We can just get one of those. Yeah, so I actually completely forgot what we're doing here. What our goals... I remember we said we weren't going to go for level 3 robots, the tier 2 robots, where we're going to skip and go all the way to the meta ones. If we needed to. Potentially we could just stay with these Mark 1 robots for the rest of the game. But... yeah, we definitely weren't going to go for the other ones because there is not a lot of stone here. Give me some stone, please. I keep clicking on this, but the robot's already taking it before I can grab any. Alright. Well, I need 2 stone for the next researchers. I think that's right. Yeah. Where's the button to not show up the ones you... stone, weeds, stone and stick. Alright. Yeah. We can get the other stone later. But yeah, as we are... I mean, we've probably got enough research already. Like, these are 100, so yeah. This is like 25, we got 60, so... we're churning through the research here, and... we should have enough... oh, he's building crude roads, that's why he's taking so much. Where's the bucket builder? The sand builder, I should say. It's around here somewhere. Had to go get another bucket. Yeah, it feels like only yesterday we actually built these, but now we are already getting past them. We've already got some stuff going on. Alright. So assuming I don't think there's anything like really crazy that we need to do, that we need to go for. We've got clothing, we got wheat and cereal and a bunch of other random stuff and blah blah blah. So what we need to do is we probably need to go and just work on the next science. And we've already got science sorted, so we just need to get next tier. Oh, damn it, I wanted that stone. Alright, give me this stone. Give me this stone. Alright. And that should be all the items we need for our next research. Stone, weeds, stone, and stick. Alright, beautiful. And that is going to do it for... we've got the cabin, so stage 5 village. So we're going to need to upgrade all of our existing goods. Food, housing, clothing, and then I think toys are next. Yep, toys are next. And we only got one choice, so that's pretty simple. I think we had to look through all these. So we need wool, thread, wooden buttons, and straw. This just comes from weeds. So wool is the big problem here because we don't have any sort of sheep going on. Wooden buttons are just pegs, which is fine. Next thing is, again, plus bulrush cloth, which this, so clothes is free. Clothes, we don't need to do anything. I think berry jam is, yeah, honey. Okay, so honey is the thing we need next. Honey and animals. So honey is just bees, which I think we already started building a field for them, so that's beautiful. And then the other thing was housing. And where is the house? Here it is. Stone cottage. So that's fine. These guys need mortar. That's fine, that's fine, that's fine. And these guys just need a lot of planks. But we only have to... We don't need these for upkeep at all. So we've already got enough infrastructure to make those, I'm pretty sure. We'll just rely on the existing infrastructure. Okay. So, sheep, mortar, and bees. So this is going to be our bee plantation. We're going to need a couple of the... we've already got them. We've already got some skeps. So we're going to need to... We'll just put them over here. We could put them in the middle of the flower field as well. That might be a little bit better, but to be honest, this is probably okay. And we might as well just fill this up with a bunch of flowers because we're going to need tons of flowers later on for painting anyway. So we might as well. All right, so I'm not going to do any sheep breeding yet because I'm not sure we actually can do any sheep breeding. I think that requires hay. Yeah. A barn plus sheep plus hay. And then this requires farming stage 6, which we haven't even unlocked. So not going to be able to get any breeding, which means we're just going to have to just accept the sheep that we have. And we only need sheep. We don't need cows yet. We don't need chickens yet. We just need sheep. All right, beautiful. And I don't think we're going to need much sheep because I think we said we don't actually need them for clothing. We only need them for toys. You're a cow. I kind of want to take the cow anyway because we will need him eventually. I assume. Might as well grab him. He'll eat up grass and poop all over the place, but might as well grab him. It'll be a little bit nicer for later on. And we'll get... I won't bother with chickens because chickens don't actually eat grass. They just peck at dirt. So you actually want a separate enclosure for them. You don't want to put them in an enclosure full of grass because they'll starve. Yeah, you want... You're a chook. You are a chook. There's a bunch of chooks around here. Chooks. There's a sheep. Alright, let's get 2 more sheep. And then that'll probably be enough for now. 4 sheep total I think will be enough. Where's my 4th sheep going to come from? Oh, we also have to be on the lookout for bees. I'd love to get 4 bees, but then again, I'm not sure we could... Well, once we get a full field of flowers, then we should be able to support 4 bees, so that's fine. Alright. Okay, no, that's a cow. Damn it. Alright, well, there's a bee. Okay, that's beautiful. Alright. Let's go here. And let's grab a hammer so we can start knocking those beehives off the top. Before we do that, I'll grab 1 bee because we just saw the bee and I don't want to lose it. But I think before we go get any more bees, we're actually going to get the flowers set up. We're going to get a nice little setup for the actual flowers. I forget exactly how we do the flowers. I think they require two boxes, one for petals and let me just go back here. Okay, seeds, and then when you scythe them, you get the flower seeds. Oh, maybe that's it. Oh, I see. When you scythe them, you also... So when you scythe them, you get the petals, the bunches, and the seeds. Where am I? Here I am. We don't really care too much about the petals, to be honest. But... we could probably put a chest here. So what I'll do is I'll make this whole thing one flower type. And then we're going to need, I think, 5 different flowers total for the end game. So this can just be one. We could make this a mix if we really wanted to, but it's probably going to be a bit annoying to do that. Because, yeah, I don't know. Like, how do you make this a mix? Like, you could make... Actually, what we could do is we could make different stripes. Let's just do a little bit of a look-see here. So we do need... So this needs 3 different types of paints. Each of these needs 3 different types of paints. And then I think it's these... What's the thing that needs the other flowers? Yeah, this. Placebo. Chamomile, primroses. Alright, chamomile, primroses, asters. So we need 6 different flowers total. That's a lot. But you know what? Let's have a look-see here. This guy, what is this guy doing? That's a 16 by 16 grid. So we could just say screw it. We're going to rather than make different fields, we'll just do one big field. And we can have 2 rows for each different flower type. And the bees will be happy, because the bees don't care what flower they're using. They're just happy to do whatever they want. See, these ones are already going over to the asters. Okay. Which means we're going to need a lot of guys here, but... That's alright. Now I've got the hammer in my inventory, I kind of want to get another beehive. How are our sheep doing? They're definitely... Have we actually got a... We haven't got a shearer yet. We've just got the grass and that's it, but... That's pretty nice. We may have to go scouting to find some more bees. I really would like 4, but bees are very, very difficult to find sometimes. They're just very difficult. Alright. Let's forget about bees for now. Let's just drop the hammer over here. I'm sure I won't regret that later on. Haven't got the next research set up because of course I haven't, and we're almost at 100. Not sure what we're building next. Basic playthings, I think that's toys, whatever. Let's get ourselves a scythe. And we'll start... At least we got a lot of nice little flowers all around the place. Okay. Now, we're not actually going to need these flowers anytime soon. We'll just be using the seeds for now. So let's chuck those in here. And this will be our two rows of asters. And we might do a few rows of different ones depending on what we need later on. Because, I mean, if we have a look for this, it takes an equal number of these. And then the artworks, depending on which one you pick, you need 5 of one and then 3 of one and 1 of the other and blah, 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 blah. And they need times 1 heart or something like that. So, anyway, that's all there is. So, flowers. Repeat until hands full, fall over. No. Did I mess something up? Hold up a sec. Let me just double check what's going on with these flowers. Ding, ding, ding. It has to be tilled? Well, that's a pain in the ass. Tilling is very good for certain things, but I didn't realize it had to be tilled. Alright. How far away from you from the hose? Do we even have hose yet? I don't think we even have hose yet. Hose are going to be good later on for the cereal to get our crops nice and high. Alright, I'm just going to make them here for now, and we'll see how it goes. Give me one of those, please. Do we want to keep moving south? I don't think I had anything planned for this area. Let's keep moving west. We got a little bit more room west. We can do stuff. Okay, we've got a lot of this crude road going on. That would be nice. I'm not sure what it'll be nice for. Very useful here, but I mean, we could use it for fetching the hoe, but that seems like a very exclusive kind of use, so not sure we really need to worry about that too much yet. So one thing that annoys me about building this stuff, if you say, okay, I've got 20 crude roads in my inventory and I want 40, you have to actually place the first 20 first before you can place the next 20. All right, can you make a hoe is the question. You can make a crude hoe. Okay, so there's just the crude hoe and then the metal one. All right, I'm not going to get to the metal one for a long time. So, what does the hoe take? A crude blade and a stick. I think I might get this to be 2. 1 for the making, 1 for the story. We shouldn't need enough of it that we need separate guys for each ingredient, but yeah, I think 1 guy to make it, 1 guy to store it should be fine. Store. Yeah, I mean, we could probably fit the amount of instructions in. If hands empty. There we go. I've probably been doing a bit more smarts for some of the other robots, but it's 2 weeks ago, I can't remember, so. Alright, there are our toys. Yeah, that's a bit of a kick to find out that you actually need to till the soil to plant the flowers. I didn't realize that. I mean, obviously I've done this a lot before, but it's just flowers is one of those mid to late game things that You don't really remember too much until you get to it. But that's fine. We'll let this guy go and he'll have a long time to till all this soil. A very, very long time. 14 by 14, so should be fine. Let's go ahead and drop this off. And, oh, by the way, for stuff like cereal crops, usually when you cut it, it's worth 2. But if it's tilled, it's worth 3. And if you water it and till it, it's worth 4. And if you do everything, it's worth 5. So maximum yield of 5 for those guys. All right, let's get back to you. You are the turf guy. You are the flower tiller. You are... Let me just double check this for a second. So this is asters. Asters... Asters are not used for the paint. Asters are used for the drugs. Okay, so we definitely only need 2 of them. We definitely don't... I was thinking about doing a 3rd row of this, but we're not actually going to need this in any serious amount. Until hands empty. Aster planter. And then we do need a cycle on here, obviously. So we need scythe. And this is actually going to get pretty heavy on the amount of robots because we're going to need 3 or 4 robots per flower type to keep these guys circulated, but we were going to need that by the end of the game anyway, so it's fine. If hands empty... We could make this guy just destroy any wildflower in the entire area, but then how do we stop him? We would need to say if all of these chests are full, then we stop him. Until Aster cutter, and then that's right. Go. How do I drop you? I've forgotten how to drop things down. This is very embarrassing. Oh, there we go. I just dropped it. Okay. Aster collector. Alright. Until hands full, and then drop it in. And Aster seed collector. And this is going to be fine because for the bees, we only need 1 sort of flower. We don't need to worry about multiple sorts of flower. Until hands full. Alright. Thank you very much for all that random crap I have to deal with. Alright, let's go put this scythe away. Goes over there. Thank you very much. Alright. So that flower tiller will get a little bit screwed over for a while, and then once this fills up completely, he'll be able to go nuts, and we won't be cutting down flowers anymore for quite a while. So we pick up the hammer. The sheep are pretty decent. Yep. They need harvesting. They need fleecing. Whoa. Alright. We gotta... That's... What the hell is that? Some sort of bird that looks like a chicken. I could have sworn I had 4 sheep. I can only see 3. Thank you for the flower garden. Yes, thank you very much. Alright. Where am I? Let's go down and look for some more bee... no, actually, before I do that, I need to get rid of this other scythe as well, because there's just too much crap in my inventory. Yeah, unfortunately, I think this is going to be a bit of a... I wouldn't say boring, but it's not a lot is happening, really. And look at that, our research is already at our last research, which is nice. Man, this hoe guy, we may need a local hoe storage for this poor guy, because he is getting run off his feet. Which, as we've said a couple of times, it's going to be a lot easier very soon for him. He's going to have a lot easier time. Is this a sheep? I think that's a sheep. Goddamn rocks. There is a way to rotate this, but I can never remember. There we go. It is a sheep. Okay, beautiful. By the way, it's shift and middle click. And it doesn't auto snap back to a perfect orientation, which I love about shapes. I love that shapes 2 does that. It just auto locks to a specific orientation, but Autonauts not quite. Although, is there a... If I do this... No, it just auto moves. It doesn't auto rotate. I don't know, there may be some command for it. I'm a bit too lazy right now to look it up. Let's go bee hunting again. Man, this tilling guy is having a very rough time. And the flower collecting guy is taking his sweet time as well. Where am I? Alright, let's go over here. I do have a kind of very anal need to explore every single corner of the map. Let's go over here. We haven't been to this entire... Well, we kind of have been over here, but not to the south side. I feel like there might be something over here. While we're over here, let's get some of these guys building. So we need 5, 3, 4, 5. They're going to get stalled in a minute because they need those chimney things. But for now, they should be able to do a little bit. I don't know why I'm exploring there, because you're not going to see bees in sandy areas, but like I said, I just like to explore every single corner. Okay. Yeah. Unfortunately, I don't know of any way to reproduce beehives. I mean, they respawn after a certain amount of time. If you just leave the map running, they will... There's always 4 in the wild or 3 in the wild or something like that. So if you accidentally destroy them all or lose them all, you just wait for a little while and then they'll eventually start spawning back out in the wild. But like I said, there's only like 3 or 4 in the wild for the entire map. And this is a pretty damn big map. So finding them, once you've scouted the entire map, it's not too bad because you can just literally move the map around and have a look. But until you've scouted the entire map, it's annoying. It's quite annoying. But we're getting it scouted right now. Okay, this looks like a good place. There we go. There's one. And I'm just going to keep holding it onto it and keep scouting a bit more, because two is not enough. Well, we do need quite a fair bit of honey later on, so I reckon we'll want the full 4. Maybe not for this next level of technology, but it would be nice still. Let's just keep scouting the rest of this corner of the map, and we'll see what we can find. And at least when we want the other 2 beehives later on, we can just come down here and just grab them if they've respawned in one of these areas. Alright. And see how much self-control I have? Not scouting that little bit, even though I could. That is a tremendous amount of self-control. And this little bit over here I could have scouted. I'm not scouting every... Oh, here we go. There's another one right there. That's beautiful. That is beautiful. I don't think we can store these. Oh, we can store them. Okay. I might just leave that shovel out in the middle of nowhere and just grab 2 of these guys. I know it's a bit irresponsible doing that, but whatever. Oh no, we don't actually have to, do we? We can do it like this, because we can carry 2 of these. And there we go, Bob's our uncle, and we can just keep scouting. And maybe we'll find a 3rd one. And we can have all 4 of our beehives all at the same time, which will be a nice, very nice way to end this little scouting session. I don't know, I got a feeling we're not going to find another beehive around this area. Something just tells me we're not going to. Because they only spawn in like these little foresty tree sort of areas, and we're almost run out of those. None of them are really spawned up here, so it's pretty much just... No, I don't think we're going to find anything here. I think we're done on this side of the map. We'll probably find another one if we go all the way over to the east side, but that's a bit crazy at this point. Let's just do this. We already got... This one's already full, obviously, but yeah. And we can see we're starting to have these guys be fully built up, so in no time at all we're going to have a full 2 rows of asters, and then this tiller will continue on doing the rest of the field, and eventually he'll get it done. Where are we? We're taking a while. Maybe I should get a skateboard. I think I probably could get a skateboard at this point. I'll have to have a look, because that would be nice. There we go. So that's honey functionally done for the next layer of food. I don't think we really have to worry too much about honey anymore. Skateboard, please. Have we unlocked skateboard? Maybe not. Basic toy workshop. Okay. So technically we have unlocked it. We just need to actually make some toys. And make some... So as soon as we get the 1k love going on these guys, then we should be fine. You know what? We're done with this level of research. So colonists, flog feeder, clover, and home fixer. You can all take a break. Let's not keep generating love that we don't really want to generate. Okay. So, wool is in a good spot, honey is in a good spot. Mortar is non-existent. We haven't even started on it yet. So, how do we make mortar? I think it's sand and clay and fresh water. So, we can't make this. We got a nice clay spot up here, but there's no fresh water nearby. We got fresh water down here. And we got sand over there. So I think we're going to have to do it here. And then we got a big clay deposit here. So I think this is going to be where we do the mortar. It's a bit far to get the sand, but I mean, you need sand and you need fresh water. So you're kind of boned. This is not a bad area as well. We got fresh water, got a little bit of clay, got some sand over here. It's not bad. We could do it up here if we really wanted to. So we either do it here or we do it here. This is a little bit tight and we may want to extend the cereal crop. So I prefer to do it down here. All right. Let's have a look at the mortar. So mortar requires a crude mortar mixer. Clay, that's just raw clay that you dig out of the ground. Sand, and then fresh water. All right, so we just need a crude mortar mixer. And this is where you start getting into the situation where you're just like, oh, maybe I should get a panel builder. And you're like, oh, should I get a panel builder? I'm not sure. Maybe I should get a panel builder. Maybe it'd be a good idea to get a panel builder, and you just end up with a million different builders. It is going to get worse though before it gets better. So I think we actually will get a panel builder, even though I'm sort of sounding like I don't really want one. But I think, what are you doing? You were doing this, I think, and you're done now. So. Builder panels, yeah, why not? Why not? And hopefully that doesn't lead to the urge to just whack down a massive amount of buildings that require panels and then we destroy our wood production again. Because anytime you start laying down a whole buttload of panels and your wood supply can't handle it, then yeah, everything is just going to go downhill. Alright, building. Well, that's not what we wanted. Repeat until hands empty. Maybe when we get to tier 4 robots, we can have a robot that can pick up 2 different panels, 2 panels at the same time, but for now, 1 is definitely enough. Alright. So, chimney and fireplace both require mortar. Okay, that's fine. Okay, so all the way down here, we need buckets, and shovels. Where have we got shovels nearby? We're not really using shovels for anything around here, so we don't have a local supply of shovels. Buckets. Did we get a local supply of buckets anywhere down here? I don't think so. You water collector. Water collector. Where are you getting your bucket? Crude bucket storage 1. Crude bucket storage 1. Okay. You're just going all the way up there. That's probably not good. I mean, we're going to go from there to there and from there to there. So, all right, I think we just have to have a local source of buckets down here, and we can reuse that for the freshwater mover over there. Okay, and then so we'll have a local storage of that and a local storage of that. And I think this is probably a good time to start using these. There we go. How many do we have left? That was it. Okay. Go and build me a bunch more, please. That'll take a lot of stone, but we got unlimited stone and we got unlimited sand. But that will be very nice. Oh, okay. Clearly we... that didn't quite work. Alright, well, we'll have to... What's the way to mass delete? I forget. The way to mass delete is just to mash the button as fast as you can. Okay. Anyway, that'll be a good path for the bucket movers and the shovel movers. What are you doing? You're done. All right. Okay. Come. You got something in your hand, don't you? You got a shovel. All right. Ooh. We're definitely getting into the mid-game grind here. That is an absolute fact. Don't need this anymore. Stop. Alright. Oh, actually, how close are we to getting the good bucket? Stage 6 research. Okay. Not as close as I would like. We'll just have to keep using the crappy bucket then. No, that's not what I wanted. Give me another bucket. Alright. And then we'll walk all the way down here and drop it off. And once this path is full, the robot should have a bit of smarts and they should go all the way over here and then use it. Their pathing algorithm is pretty good when it comes to using really fast paths. Okay, alright. So there's that. And then we need a shovel mover. Because yeah, these clay guys, they go quite nuts when it comes to needing to dig up clay. So you really got to have a good supply of shovels close by because you really need a lot of these guys going. Probably won't need 3 for mortar, as many as we needed over there, but... Alright. Q, and then another one. And then down we go. So yeah, it kind of seems like you have an episode where you prepare for the next phase, and then you have an episode where you actually do the next phase. So this is kind of the episode where we prepare for the next phase. And maybe we'll get lucky and maybe we'll actually produce a couple of the next items, but I don't think we'll produce all of them. Alright, mortar mixer, excellent. We're going to do this down here. We're going to have... we have a local chest for clay. And we're going to have this stick being in the way. Okay. And we're going to have this as a local cache for sand, because sand is a bit of a distance away. So we definitely want a local cache for sand, which means an extra guy, but that's fine. And then this is where we store the mortar. And then I don't think we need a local cache for water. Water is so freaking close that we should be fine. All right, water. All right. These two guys go into mortar, and before I forget, water collector. You can also use this bucket storage, which is much closer. And the B one, the B guy, can probably use this as well. Maybe. I mean, we don't want a second bucket over there, so you can probably use this. And then once this path goes down, you can just jump onto this path. We can branch off there, something like that. Should be fine. Alrighty. Where were we? Let's get these guys actually working. Okay. If hands empty. And then we're going to go down here. Repeat until held object full. Now this doesn't mean much for a crude bucket because it can only store one at a time, but it's going to be invaluable when we get a good bucket, because a good bucket can store 3 at a time. And the wonderful thing is, we don't even need to reprogram this bot because it just automatically takes whatever's in this bucket storage. So we can just replace this bucket storage with storing good buckets, and this robot will just work exactly the same. This is going to be a sand collector. If hands empty. Now, if I really wanted to be good, I would have a sand collector and then a local sand storage, and then I'd have a transporter going back and forward. But I think we'll just have the one guy collecting it until held object full, and then you just dump it in here. And it'll definitely be faster than just having one guy. Because this guy will cache a lot in between, and we're not going to need water continuously. It's only for miscellaneous building projects. So it's a good idea to cache a lot of it. Mortar, maker, sand. Alright. Almost filled up this bucket, this chest. If hands empty until held object full. Until held object empty. And once again, these guys just do whatever the hell they want. We're not stopping them because we'll get the clay guy to actually stop based on whether this thing's output is full. Speaking of clay, clay digger. We're going to give him the same name as these clay diggers up here, which may get us in trouble later on. Let's call him M clay digger. If hands empty, grab a shovel. Clay deposits will reduce this because it might help with performance. I say might, I'm not really sure, but it might. Repeat until this is full. M clay collector. And drag it a little bit outside until hands full, and then store it. Okay. We'll make a clay. Hands full. You know what? I'm not going to put a exit repeat on fail there. I don't think we need one. Until hands empty. Repeat until not empty. Done. And then we're going to have this guy, more storer. And he just picks... Oh, my bad. We need a bucket. Mortar goes in a bucket. If hands empty. Until held object. It's going to make it very annoying to actually use it for building, but it is what it is. Alrighty, that is mortar done. And now I've got a whole bunch of crap in my hands that I have to get rid of, but it is what it is. So yeah, you guys are stuck on those, which is fine. How's the bees looking? Full. Okay, so the bees are ready to go. Got some nice tilling going over here. For some reason, we ran out of seeds. That's a bit annoying. I suppose we could keep cutting these down, but it's probably enough for the poor little bees at the moment. Might as well recycle these as well. And yep. So mortar. Are we? Oh god, these things are so slow. The stones are slow, the sand is slow, everything is slow. That's alright. It's a good thing we got it running in the background. Yeah, well, these buildings are going to take 1,000,000 years, so let's get started on those. Well, let's continue on those. So we need chimneys and we need fireplaces. And I really actually want to get this path done because I feel like this path is getting more and more important the longer we go. Alright. Alright. So let's have a look at this guy. Chimney and fireplace. Stone and mortar. That's all they need, and they're on a masonry bench. Okay. That's not too bad. It's extremely painful because you got one guy just going up and carrying water in a bucket, which can only store one. It's very annoying. There is stone over here, but here's the thing. Once we got the path up, the distance from here to here is going to be about the same as the distance from there to there, maybe even a bit shorter because of the path. I mean, yeah, 50% more, and then you've got to go through this forest as well. We could build a path here as well, but to be honest, I'd love to just keep smashing this out. And would actually love to get the masonry benches just over here somewhere. Maybe have a local storage for mortar. If we need it, is the thing. If we need it. Because that's the thing, right? Masonry benches. How many of these guys do we need for science? Oh, look at all this crap. We don't have builders for any of that. That's just nasty. That's just very nasty. Okay. You know what? We're going to do this manually, and it's going to be painful, so I'm going to move them around. Because, yeah, my guy just goes so freaking slow with these things. Alright. Square frames. I think at least square frames we can take 2 of them at a time, which is nice. And then crude chisel and mallet. I think we actually have made them because we needed them to get the rough stone. Yeah, crude chisel and mallet. Right. Our stone is still not healthy. I mean, we are using so much of it over here. So it should get a bit healthier later on, but... Alright, do we want to just do it over here? A little bit further south, so we got some room, but... Yeah. I'm not even sure if I want a chest for these guys. Let's get them a chest. But let's make it like a one-size chest, absolute maximum. No, you do not get any more than that. Of course there has to be a flower there. Alright. Goodbye, Delphinium. You will not be missed. Oh, when you shovel it, it doesn't actually return anything. That's cool. I was just about to say we could reuse those seeds for something, but... Alright. Stone, and then chimney. So we're going to get a guy for each of these resources. I don't even know how you get one bot to do the stone and to do the mortar. That's just insane. Because one requires a bucket and one doesn't. Chimney, make a stone. And this, of course, is going to severely tax our stone supply even more than it is already taxed, but that's... I'm just going to blame the paths. Give me some stone, please. Thank you. Repeat until hands full. Oh, no. Sorry, we're putting the chimney, aren't we? Almost selected the wrong building. Until hands empty. Repeat until not empty. We could just do it without the chest at all. Just completely without the chest. That's an interesting idea, to be honest. And I kind of do want to do it. Maybe there's a building way later on that requires an actual chimney for update, for maintenance. I'm pretty sure these ones don't, though. These ones aren't that cool. They require a chimney to be built, and that's it. Okay, let's just not do that at all. Chimney maker mod. Alright, so you are going to be grabbing this bucket, and then you're just going to be... We got 13 mortar already. That's not bad. And as expected, we've got no sand whatsoever, because the sand is just so far away. If hands empty, repeat until held objects full. So yeah, this is going to be slow. This is going to be very slow. We need that path. We need that path so bad. If only these bots could communicate and actually build on the same squares instead of building on completely different ones. Until held object empty. Okay. You're good to go. And then we need... What is this? Fireplace. And of course our stone storage is dead. Let's see if we can get lucky here. We're not going to get lucky, are we? We're not going to get lucky. There's way too many bots waiting for stones over here. I wonder... You can copy, but I don't know if you can copy to another bot. Alright. I'm pressing Control V as hard as I can. Oh, no, here we go. Beautiful. Till hands full. I think because I stopped the other bot. Oh, I had a bucket in my hand. Oh, what a fail. Oh, it doesn't matter. Anyway, we've got... Well, we still need a stone in our hand to actually trigger the adding to it. I wonder if I can just pick up a stone from somewhere else. There aren't any. Oh, here's one. It's easier to just walk all the way down there and grab that stone than it is to try and steal stones off these guys, because these guys are just absolutely ravenous for stones. Alright. Alright, until hands are empty. Until not empty. And then we just need make a mortar. And this will be exactly the same as the one before. If I had a good disk, I could probably just copy and paste, but I don't have a good disk. I haven't got around to making one. And yeah, we'll just throw it out there. Hands empty. Repeat until held object full. I don't know. It's kind of weird. I've spent a lot of time complaining about having to do mandrolic things all over again, but sometimes it just seems like it's just a little bit soothing sometimes. Held object empty. Because you can kind of just zone out. It's like when you've got really, really complicated stuff to do. It's just like sometimes you just want to zone out and do something simple. So just doing these commands kind of is simple. Damn, we're really low on stone. I was hoping you'd have at least one chimney done by now, but no, apparently not. I don't want to have to baby this. I really don't. I'm going to put these in the mortar group. Oh, of course, when I stop you, you're not going to be making it anymore. But anyway, whatever. We might get some more bots to actually do builders for these so they can finish these off. And then once these 5 are finished, we'll just deactivate them and get them to do something else. But it's a bit hard to do that when we haven't actually got a single chimney made yet. It's very, very difficult. Okay. We'll keep that path. Oh, here we go. All right. So you basically just pick this up. I'm not even gonna bother to say until hands full. Just grab one of them and just... You're not even a builder. You're just an extremely temporary builder. Alright. Go forth and do great things. And then once we get the fireplace and the chimney on both of these, I think the rest of it should be pretty straightforward until like the final step. Alrighty. So it's nice we got this out of the way. We'll get this out of the way next. Okay, so mortar is decent. Clothing is a freebie, I think we said. So the hard parts are the housing, which we've kind of already on track. The toys, which we're kind of already on track. And then the clothing is free, and the food is just this plus honey plus water. I think it required water as well. It requires a bigger jug. No, it doesn't. It doesn't actually require... You can make this bigger jug, but you don't actually use it to make this cauldron, though. Okay, that's a problem. I didn't take that into account. We need a cauldron. Okay, that's quite painful. Well, we're only going to make one. But yeah, even one is going to be a bit of a pain. All right, so let's get that process started. We have to make it, and then we have to upgrade it, and then we have to upgrade it again, and we're going to have to get some metal ore, so yeah. All right. Let's get some wool stuff going on. We're going to need... I think we'll get a local storage for shearing. Yeah, and we're going to have to make some shears. We have to make some shears here. How do we make shears again? Crude shears. Oh, they require a good workbench. Okay. Give me a good workbench, please. And then we just need shears, and then they store the wool. And I'm pretty sure the wool goes into... It's not a crate, it's a big one of these pallet things. And then how do we actually get the wool? Oh. Fleece becomes wool. Okay, so we need a crude clothing station and a spinning wheel. Yeah, and then for the actual toy, requires a wool blanket. So, clothing station, spinning wheel, and we also need this. So we need 2 spinning wheels, because I don't think we've done No, we haven't done this. We need to be able to make this into string for the clothing, I think. So 2 spinning wheels, please. We do need this as well. So we might as well start working on that. Hang on a sec. Hang on a sec. I'm getting confused. String. Now we need a string maker. Why did I think we needed a spinning wheel? I got so confused there. Thread. Thread you make... Okay, you make thread from string, but we don't actually need thread yet. We need thread later on for something. Alright, so we just need a string maker. Alright, that makes... I think the string makers are a little bit easier to make. String maker... Give me one of those. And then one of these. I remember these are a bit of a pain in the ass to make, so we'll get them made nice and quickly. Once again, I'm tempted to have a square frame builder, but I'm going to avoid having that. Where are all my fireplaces? Oh, I forgot to do one for the fireplaces. Alright. Let's get you actually building those. You can see it's running a little bit slow, but the speed really goes down later on in the game. It goes down incredibly slowly. Alrighty. Okay, so there we go. That's stage 3, and now we're just back to basic ingredients. Alright, so we'll let those buildings go. Yeah, okay. Okay. Build a square frame. Yes, I will. Every time I say we don't need this, I end up just building it anyway. Until hands full. It's just I should know better by now. I should know better. I should just say do it. Just do it and it's done. Building. We only got 10 builders so far, so it's not too bad. So that'll... Where am I? So that'll take care of that one. Crude blade. I'm not going to get a crude blade maker. A crude blade builder. That's pure fanciful nature. We definitely don't need that. Ooh, and we got metal ore here, right here. That's beautiful. What was the building that we needed? Actually, let's go and we'll upgrade this. Okay. Clay and stick. I'm pretty sure I don't have a clay builder. Could probably use one of those, but for now, let's not get one of those. I think, yeah, yeah, good workbench should be fine. Okay. Let's get that, and then where was I going with this? And then we need to make a crude torch as well, which I guess we'll make manually. Yeah, these paths, man. How is our wood supply is actually pretty good. I guess our plank builder must be busy doing all these chests, and just why he hasn't done the toy station yet. But that's fine. I'm not gonna yell at him too much. Okay. Straw. Let's get some straw going for this torch. How are these buildings going? Low on stone. Let's actually do a bit of a check here. So we're going into stage 5. We finished the first 4 and we're going into stage 5, and we're at 144 out of 300 bots. So we're kind of right on track in terms of bot usage. So, but everything is scaling up. Like our wood is going to fall over at some point. Our stone is already falling over. Berries seem okay, but I wouldn't be surprised if they start falling over at some point. So things are going to start falling over. Things that we've already made, and we're going to need our bots for new areas. So it's going to start getting very dicey. And we haven't even got to metal yet. Metal doesn't... It needs a ton of bots mining it. Other than that, it's not too bad. I think we're really just going to have to go for 2 crude torches, really. And... Okay, that's just cruel. That's just cruel. Alright, we're going to go over and... Because that 8 clay is nuts. Very, very nuts. Alright. Thankfully, once you do a build properly, you can just grab clay whenever you want, and it's just always there. And clay is going to be a long while before we actually start using clay enough that we start... Well, having said that, I've already got 3 guys digging it, so we already were running out of it. But crude torch, which means we need 8 straw. Yeah. We should be able to get away with just 1 of these. We might need 1 later on for the next area of cooking, but for now I think we should be fine. And just give me some sticks. Bees are... Oh, this guy's tilled a lot of stuff. I love to see that. Okay. Yeah. I mean, things are going a little bit slow at the moment, but with a bot limit, I mean, usually I'd be up to like, easy like 300 bots at this stage of the game. I'd say just 300 bots. I'd have this be 4 times as big. I'd have like easy 20, 30 robots going in there. I'd have like 2 or 3 of these each, and I'd be just churning through stuff. So we're definitely going a lot slower than we normally would, but it's all good. Alrighty, let's move that back over there. That guy can put the last stick in there, and then we've got to... I'm pretty sure it's a pickaxe that we need. Thank you very much. Yep, and then we just need 4 of these metal ores, and I don't think we can even get metal processing yet. So why we actually need these for a cauldron is beyond me. I think we also need to fuel this. We're already fueling this one, so that should be fine. We should just be able to use the same bot to fuel both of them. My god, look how long it takes to just get a little bit of metal ore. That is insane. And we need 2 more of those guys. Alright. How are our buildings doing? Still low on stone. Everything takes so much... Oh, we finished the toy station though. That's nice. Finish that. Finish that. Finish that. I'm not sure if that's... I think that's everything we need for toy making. I'm not sure if that's everything we need for clothing. I didn't really look too closely at clothing. But we can probably get wool stuff going in a second. It's kind of... It's definitely hard to keep track of all the different things you're building and all the different things you need. Because you're trying to make 5 different things all at once. Because you need 5 different things for the research you're doing. And so it's all over the place. Alright, I'm going to be smart here. And I'm just going to drop the pick off straight away. Because we do not need it for anything else. And look at that. You can only carry 2 metal ore at once in your hand. Alright, cauldron. Out of the way. That was a big... Holy hell, this takes a lot of ingredients. And of course it requires... a lot of stuff. But we can still fit it in the same... little thing. Look, we need some walls. I always use dry stone walls. I always do. I might need to start switching over to log walls, to be honest, because our stone demand is just... We'll switch over to stone to some wooden... 2, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, that should be enough. Just for now, I'll switch over. But then I get to use those logs. Oh, though we've got a ton of logs, so it should be fine. All right. You're at 0. Why are you at 0? Sand. Okay. I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that. All right. Let's have a little bit of a look at wool. I think we were going to get some shearing blades, weren't we? And we got incredibly distracted. Where's our good workbench? Did we make it already? It's over here. Damn it. I put that down like 15 minutes ago. It still hasn't been made. Get on it, you dumb bots. Oh, it must have been outside the range of this building thing. I really want a good sign. We unlock that with power, which is stage 6. Okay. Well, it's definitely... These guys are all out of range of it, so I'm just going to move the sign. But yeah, I would love to get a good sign later on. That'll just absolutely take care of all that stuff. But the good workbench is being made. We can put it right up here. We've got enough pallets for storing the wool, which is nice. Beautiful, 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 beautiful. Let's... You know what? I'm just getting annoyed at this point. You go off and do stone. And we might get another one. We might get a 5th one because I really just want to see this guy full. Because we're starting to lean so heavily on the stone at the moment that we might as well just throw an extra few bots at it. Stone miner. And we'll get you as well. There we go. That's 6 total. I'm not going to do any more than that, but that should be enough for now. Oh, look at that. We can't make the good workbench because we're out of stone. What a surprise. Alright. Yes, the path is almost there. There's an even better path later on, but man, is that better path. We got the crude road, which is 50%. Yellow brick road requires mortar and bricks require clay and straw and fresh water. It's very, very expensive to make that yellow brick road, but it's twice as fast as this crude road. I mean, could we have made something other? I mean, you could make the crude stone track, which is 30% instead of 50, or the sandy track. But yeah, this is definitely the better one, the 50% one. All right, thank you for making that. Oh, move that, please. And I think the shears just require 2 crude blades, so we can just have one guy making it and one guy storing it. Shear maker? I was going to say shears maker, which technically would still be more correct, but anyway. Until hands full, pop it down. No, that's not what I wanted. Until hands empty. At this point, I'm just using 2 bots because it's just a little bit simpler for the programming. We could... I don't know. We'll see if this bites me in the ass later. Shears, storer. But... we need poles as well. Why did I not... Shears... I forgot we needed poles. Alright. I guess we need poles. Until hands full. And it doesn't make sense that it needs poles. If you look at the image, it just looks like two crude blades put together. It doesn't seem to be any need for the poles in that recipe. Okay, whatever. Shears maker CB, and then shears store. Okay. God, I still got a pole in my hand. Alright. If hands empty, just so the bot doesn't fall over if we stop and start it again. And there we go. Went from 18 to 21 just with the blades. Shears mover. We're starting to spin a little bit out of control with the amount of bots that we're making. But okay, what is wrong with this? Get that, Q, get that, and then we drop them off. It's not that difficult. Oh man, it's been a long week. I've been doing a lot of moving stuff, so I'm very, very tired. We do have an animals group. Okay, beautiful. Let's get the animals group. How are we doing with the chimneys and stuff? Alright, all our chimneys are done. So you, chimney guy, stop, drop, and get over here, because you are going to have a new job. The chimneys are done. Do we have a straw builder? I don't think we have a... We got a guy... Build it. We do have a straw builder. What are you doing then? What is your problem? Alright, this needs a little bit of investigation. Builder straw. Okay, that's a problem. Okay, that's much better. Alright, you... what are we doing here? We need a pallet to store the wool. And we're kind of running out of space a little bit here. We need... Okay, so we need the wool for toys. What else do we need? Do we need the wool for any clothes later on? Silk. That's other malarkey. Wool. Okay, so we do need it for clothing later on. Okay. So it's not a bad idea to put it here. And for toys, what do we need for toys? Straw. Wooden buttons are a bit far away. Thread is weeds, which is not too far. Again, more wood products. Mainly wood products. And then metal. So I think toys should be up here, actually. Toys would make a bit better sense to do here. So if we could store the wool here, that would actually not be a bad idea. We'll do wool here, and then we can use it for clothing over here, and we can use it for toys up here. Alright, so let's get this pallet over here, and we'll have a nice road going left to right that these guys can use. Alright. So it's going to look a little bit silly at the start. If hands empty, near a sheep in this area, eat until full. And I think it's actually called fleece. Yeah, fleece. Eat until hands full, and then go over and drop it off there. And I'm pretty sure fleece goes in a pallet. I'm pretty sure it does. No, it doesn't. Crap. What? Alright, there's wool blankets that go in a thing. Alright, well. Stop. Put a chest there instead. Fleece collector. I knew it was something to do with wool, but it's the blankets. Oh, well, that's my bad. Okay, so sheep shearer. There you go. Now you are back to good. Alright, so that's going to give us fleece over there. Fully autonomously. All the way. Excellent, very good. How's our furnaces doing? Fireplaces. Taking a sweet ass time. Due to the mortar, due to the sand. Anyway, we're not in any sort of... Ooh, stone cottage. No, it's not finished. I was about to say it looks finished, but we did a door frame and a window frame. That's a pain in the ass. We probably need... Not masonry bench, but we probably need like these structural workbenches or something to make them. That's going to be another squiggly little build that we do here. Let's have a look. Door frame, structural workbench, window frame, structural workbench. We only need 5 of each of those. I'll probably still automate them, but yeah, we definitely don't need a lot. Let's just get the workbenches made. Hey, what did that give us? Nothing. Absolutely nothing. Go away. Don't know why I keep going over here, but yeah. Anyway. Alright. So we got to do doors over there. We got wool. So I'll leave wool building up for a little bit. Doors I'm not too worried about, because that's the very last stage of this, and we have everything we need to make door frames and window frames. It's going to take a little while, but let's just make sure we've got no other blockers here. Oh god, you guys are taking forever. Where are my logs? Where's my log builder? You're only taking one at a time, aren't you? Man, the Mark II bots can drag 2 at a time. Makes me want to have built those, but whatever. How's our stone doing? How are you still 0? I created 3 more guys. Okay, I think we need a stone collector. I think we need another stone collector. Stone storer. Do I want to use the bot database? Yeah, I might as well. Why not? What's the harm in it? Right, we are officially, well, we've been over half the bot limit, but we're definitely over half the bot limit at this point. So we're starting to get into scary territory where we might have to start running into limits. So yeah, not great, but let's actually have a look at Mark IV bots and what they require. It doesn't require too much in terms of metal. Coconuts are a bit interesting, but crude metal plate, crude metal pole, rivets, they're pretty simple stuff. Stage 7 research. Okay. So the level after the next level. Will we get that by the time we reach 300 bots? I think we will. And then I think we might have to slow down a bit and sort of upgrade all of our bots to level 4 to be in a good position. I think that's probably, yeah, what the plan will be. But anyway, okay, we got wool. What do we want to work on next? farming is pretty much done. We just need to get the honey from there to over here. That's a logistics challenge, but that's the only challenge left for the next bit of food. And clothing, we said was easy. Housing is dead simple. What else is there? That's it. Toys, the fourth thing we need. Alright, well, let's just start laying out the toys. Okay. We'll go from the top, no, the bottom to the top, I guess. No, go away. Clicking the wrong thing here. I'd like to say our stone is recovering, but we've got 6 stone in storage. We've got 6 spots mining, and we've got... Oh, now we're up to 9. Okay. Well, we don't have a whole bunch of bots just constantly waiting out there for stone anymore. So it is slowly going up. Okay, maybe we can start making stone walls again. Because, yeah, I really don't like these log walls. They just seem like they... This just seems like... I just don't really like them. Oh, I don't actually want one there. I want... I think actually I want a door here and a door here and then another door here. So we probably need an extra door. Should have built a 3rd door. Yeah, we'll just get rid of that. And of course it just drops from the ground. It would be nicer if it just deleted them. But as it is, we've got to go and pick them up and move them over a bit. Alright. So, yeah. We'll continue on with toys, I think. We'll see if we can get some traction on toys, but... Yeah, so these guys... I'm starting to get very tired. Alright, straw, wooden buttons are dead simple. Spinning wheel of string maker of weeds. So we'll definitely want to make this on site. Alright. Got weeds over here. So let's make a nice little string maker. We'll just make it a bit down here. And then we can make this spinning wheel over here. And of course they all require floors that we don't have. And yeah, I'm gonna continue to use these floors because I just like them, but... Oh, we do actually have... I was actually making some of them, that's nice. But there's probably like 17 different places that we need the floors at the moment. Oh, that's enough, but I'd probably like a 6th floor anyway, just to have a go at it. Alright, here's a nice little trick we can do. To avoid having a chest here. I mean, do we want a chest? I'm not sure. Weeds loose. Alright. Actually, I think you may have seen this trick done before, but string maker until hands are full, and then actually this requires a lot of weeds, doesn't it? Until hands empty. Repeat times, we're gonna make this times, I'll make it times 20. Well, let's just do something ridiculous. Until not empty. Yeah. So that will create a whole bunch of string just sitting here. Like, it does 4 at a time and it requires 5, so 80% of 20 is like 16. So it'll create 16 string at a time, which is nuts. But yeah, I mean, I'm not going to be unhappy about that. I mean, we've definitely got enough weeds lying around, so you guys should hopefully be able to keep up with that. But we will see. And then I'm really being slowed down by the lack of... How is our stone empty again? It's got to be all these good paths. You know what? Cancel all of these. All of these just require stone. And they require 8 stone each. So it's really taking its toll on our stone supply. What did I want? Structural workbench, good flooring. And of course we're using logs and stone and all that sort of stuff to make these guys as well. Well, the good thing is we know and they need one more furnace. And there we go, that's the furnace. Alright. So that's this guy's last trip. You can stop working now. We'll give you something else to do. Ooh, thank you very much. That's not going to give us anything useful. Alright, well, we did finish building these. Do that. Do that. And then we need a bunch of these walls. And we still need a bunch of these floors. And I'm just going to put down these brick walls. And we're actually going to move these out of the way because they're kind of encroaching on where I want to build. Okay, they're all in range. And hopefully because they're closer, they might get the stone over these ones. Yeah, we kind of just have to wait for this sort of stuff. But we're kind of at the point where we can almost get this going. Or we can work on buttons while we're waiting, I guess. Or maybe making the wool into actual wool blankets. There's a bunch of different things we can do. I mean, these paths will be... Well, I mean, they'll be all thrown out once we actually get the yellow brick roads, but until then, they will be extremely useful. Like a nice little path over there. I'm not sure what other paths we need other than a nice path horizontal, but anyway. Okay. Yeah, these guys are going to take forever. Kind of annoying. This is usually where I'd sit back and just sort of leave the game AFK for like an hour and then come back and all of these walls would be built. But for now, alright. I don't know why you're set to fleece. Thank you. Thank you for not letting me change the recipe. Alright, let's just start planning stuff out. So, well, we already know that to get wool, we need a chair, and then that. And see, this one goes in a thing, and I will actually put a thing here for it. A nice little thing. And spinning wheel. Did I mess up the ratios of how much we need? I could have sworn I built... Well, I was building... Yeah, I think we're short a spinning wheel. There's not a spinning wheel up here somewhere, half built. By any chance? I can't really see one. Alright, I guess we need another one. I don't think I took into account the fact that we needed thread. Because we didn't need thread for the toys, but we do need thread for... Was it the clothing? What did we need thread for? Oh, we do need it for the toys. Oh, I'm losing it. I'm absolutely losing it. Anyway. Need this here, crude clothing station, and that one will be for making the wool blanket using the wool, and then the wool will come out of this other building here. Alrighty. Of course you haven't finished this stuff off. What is this log builder? I mean, they're definitely in range. What is this log builder doing? I mean, I guess each of these needs 3 different logs. And he's probably been doing a bunch of stuff with... oh, of course, these good floorings need logs in them as well. And... Alright, well, you guys... We don't need you to be made anymore. Let's get some structural... Well, I could have sworn we had a... Oh, of course, it needs logs and planks. Alright. Do I make a second log builder? Builder logs? No. No, that would just be way too much. Okay, look at that. Look at all of that string. That's a thing of beauty. It's no longer a case of what do we need to make for the next thing, is what do we need to make that we can make while we... Because these builders are just taking so long. Well, that's a bit better. You're done. We're going to need that one. And you're as spinning wheel, so you're going to be 4 there. Oh, really? 1 more we need. Well, at least we got a few of these. And we're starting to get some of these, actually. Once you got stone, these guys do show up pretty quickly, which is nice. But yeah, you got to have stone. If you don't have stone, then you're just completely out of luck. So we need a bunch of stone for this guy, bunch of stone for this guy, bunch of stone for this guy. So we actually need quite a lot of these. And we got 3 more of those. And these cottages, you can't actually delete them yet because they're not, technically they're not done. We're just going to move them out of the way for now. And then you're a low priority, so you don't get any more of my logs. Let's go grab a crude blade to finish this off. This is what happens when you don't just create a bunch of bots. When you're just like, oh, you know what? I could make a whole bunch of bots to make this faster, but I'm not going to because I'm worried about the bot limit. And then everything slows down. Everything starts going slow. And you just want to create 100 more bots and speed everything up. And it's just... You just can't. Well, you could, but then I'm trying to avoid getting to the position where we have to start... Like, I could make 10 more stone mining bots, but then we'd have to get rid of some later. Whereas 6, we might be able to handle 6 all the way to the end game. But 10, no. If we make a total of 16, I don't know, maybe we could support that many all the way to the end, but we might have to start getting rid of them. So the key is to sort of, while you're waiting for the stone bots to do something, have something else to do. Like right now, for example, we could be doing honey. Well, we actually can't because we don't have enough log walls to do the bloody cauldron yet. And we could do clothing, but... Yeah, actually, why aren't we doing clothing? That's a very good idea. What do we need to do? It's probably another spinning wheel. I swear to God, these spinning wheels. String we've got, boorish cloth we've got, toga we got. All right, we need another crude clothing station. That's not too bad. I think we should be able to just make one of those. So imagine if I hadn't made a builder for square frames, I would just be losing it at this point. Look at this. Look at these logs. Logs everywhere. I think I'm just going to do this one myself. But yeah, this log builder is absolutely killing me. Here we go. We should rename this episode to be "We Kinda Made Some Progress," and we would have made more if we had more bots. It's a bit of a long title, but it's pretty much the title that it needs to be. But yeah, you can see these are going to look very, very swanky once they get fully done up. I wish we could have some sort of generic. I mean, technically we could. Oh, here's an idea. Here's a very, very well. No, I don't think. I was going to say we could have a bot, like a builder planks. It would build any blueprint in here, and it would also add planks to any workbench in the area. But I don't think we can do that. I don't think that would work. Alright. Alright. I'm going to stop putting it off. We need to work out a solution for these skeps. We just have to. Because I haven't thought of a solution yet, and every time I try and think of a solution, I'm just like, my brain hurts. So it's going to be like the sand all over again. It really is. We could just put a bucket over there, and it's going to take ages for them to get transported, but it's going to take ages anyway. I don't know whether a local thing is really going to help. I mean, it didn't help with the... Alright, here's what we're going to do. We're going to... we're just going to have one bot picking up a bucket and then collecting the honey. And we're not even going to have a local skep, a local thing. We're just going to have this one collect it and then move it over. And we're going to rely on the fact that we're going to have good buckets later. And you're going to have 3 honey at a time. Because you don't need a lot of honey for cooking. You really don't. Alright. It does find the nearest skep in a large area. That's nice. I was a bit worried it would just go to 1. Repeat until held object full. Yeah, once we get good buckets, is going to be a lot better. And once we get metal buckets, which I think we will get at some point, that is going to be amazing. Because metal buckets store 5 in them. Until held object empty. Alright. You are going to be for... I put you in flowers, didn't I? You're going to be for cooking. You could be for flower. Oh, god damn it. Esther, flower teller. Did not mean to do that. Beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Yeah, we definitely need good buckets. They will make things a lot easier. Yeah, look at this. The stone is finally starting to take off. I'm not sure why. I guess because the stone builder is prioritizing all of these walls rather than the paths. Because I think it just does the closest one. We might actually be able to look at that. Builder stone. Nearest blueprint. Okay, so that kind of makes sense. We're gonna output 3 of these little setups with stone walls before we can even output 1 with the wooden walls, because wood is just so slow and so painful. Alright. Now you'll notice here when we place this one first, we can't actually place the arch yet. You haven't built an arch yet? Come on, dude. They're just stone. 5 stone for a wall, 7 for an arch. Okay, we're gonna have to wait. But the interesting thing is if you place an arch, this will not curve over. So you have to place the arch and then you have to place the wall for it to work properly. If you place a wall here, then it works. But if you place an arch, like we can try it with a ghost, it doesn't work. But you have to, once you place the arch, you have to delete the wall and then replace it, and then it'll curve over. Alright, anyway. But then again, the walls are always the thing that you get first, generally, before the arches, so you kind of end up just having to place them first. Okay. See? It's got to replace this wall. And now it... Well, that's not really a great curve anyway. Oh, we can actually double stack them. I didn't realize you could Can you double stack the brick walls? Doesn't look like it. Alright. Maybe it's just for log walls. Well, it doesn't really matter. You don't need to double stack them to actually get anything done. But yeah, 41 stone. So yeah, it's a good thing we didn't create another 10 stone mining robots, because after a certain amount of time, we just didn't need them. Alright, are we finally going to have our cooking enclosure ready to go? Almost. One more wall, and then it's good to go. Hopefully. Hopefully it doesn't complain at all about anything. Alright, and of course, because it's not walled, we can't select the recipe, which means we can't do anything with it, and blah, 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 blah. Wow, it's all a big pain in the ass. We're going to have to move this eventually, because we're going to need room for more cooking-related stuff, but... Hey! Beekeeping, wonderful. That's going to give us a beehive. I never actually used a beehive. I think it either gives you more honey, or you can use it to breed bees. I can't remember which one, but I've never really used it. Maybe we need to start playing around. Where was it? I just had it. With this seedling tray. Takes 4 panels, never mind. Maybe one day we'll start playing around with that, but it would be nice if we start running low on wood. If our wood starts falling over, then we might start experimenting. Okay, I really love some archers at this point. You're doing a great job with the walls, but I really would love some archers. Yeah, okay. We're not even really building anything anymore. Well, getting any robots set up, but you know what? We're making progress. Next episode, we should definitely 100% get the actual research going. Get the next level of... get the 1k hearts being created. I don't think there's any question of that happening. Let's finish off by getting some of these made. Yeah. Oh, we actually put these in mortar. The chimney maker. I don't think we need chimneys for anything else. These bots are basically dead. Do I want to repurpose them? I kind of... Let's not, but we can... I don't know. I kind of should. Alright. I mean, they've got proper names and everything. But yeah, let's repurpose them, because we're... Get over here. And then we're gonna recycle these buckets, because I like recycling things. And making sure they don't just leave crap lying over the place. Although we're leaving... These builds are basically crap, but yeah, it is what it is. How's our stone? 59. There we go. There we go. And these are still in range of the building thing, so as soon as these get fully created, it should go back to this. Hopefully it goes and finishes these off before it does all these, but it's a bit hard to sort of say. Alright. Done. Beautiful. So we can do cooking now. Cooking pot fueler. We'll get you to do both of them, I guess. We could also upgrade this to a cauldron. I think it makes it a little bit faster, but it's not really going to be a big deal. I'll get that to fail over as well. It'll start looping all over the place, but that's fine. And let's just make sure we can actually do the right recipe. Yes, we can. I won't knock that over yet. What was I doing before? We were doing something to do with honey? No, we did honey. Did honey. What were we doing? I'm lost. We were raving about bots being slow. Anyway, let me show you this thing. Let me show you this. So you put this down and see it doesn't wrap this around exactly like that. So you put it down again and now it's wrapped. Yes, slightly annoying, but you know, once you get used to it, it's kind of okay. All right. Yeah, we're just waiting for bots to do stuff at the moment. Let's get the cooking. I mean, toys are waiting. Clothing is waiting. Well, it's not actually waiting. We probably could knock off clothing. Let's just... We could knock off clothing. We could knock off cauldrons. Yeah, this just requires string. We got plenty of string over there. Toga, yes. Bulrush cloth, yes. We could get rid of this chest now if we wanted and just take it directly off, which wouldn't be a bad idea, but whatever. You know what? We got 5 minutes left in the episode. I don't think we're actually going to finish off any goods, to be honest. We'll save all of that for next episode. So this one is 100% ready to go. Fully good. Clothing is fully good. We got these, which we just need to set up bots for. And then toys, which we just need walls for. Come on, give me one more wall. Go away. Go away. There we go. And then this needs to be set to thread. And this is just 1-to-1. Maybe we'll do the same sort of thing as we just did. Just do some crazy build that doesn't even require. Hands full. Till hands empty. Do that 5 times. Do that until now the only downside to doing this sort of crazy build where you don't actually have a chest is that you will only restart once the thread count is actually 0. So the good thing about having a chest is if it's normally 100 goes down to 90, you'll fill it back up to 100. Now, this is nice because it doesn't need a chest, but then again, we could probably get one robot. Like, this one is simple enough that it doesn't actually need. Like, this guy is a little bit harder because it requires 5 weeds, but you know what? Let's actually just do that. But then it becomes complicated if you like stop it and start it and stuff like that. So let's just do. We're still going to do this. Read until hands full. Add until hands empty. And we're going to... Until hands full... we're starting to run very low on commands, but I think we might have enough room here. Until... Alright. That is a beautiful little bot right there. So it's doing absolutely everything, and it can potentially fall over if, for example, it builds two of these and then you stop it and then there's two threads here but there's still a couple of string in its hand. Then you restart it, it'll completely fail. It won't know what to do because it'll try to pick this up but its hand is already full of string. But if that doesn't happen, then it's not too bad. It'll do a pretty good job. I kind of don't want to put it in... I'll put it in the clothing. This one's in the weeds section. This one's in the clothing section. But they are on opposite sides of the path, so it's kind of okay. And we got some more walls, so we had to do this one, and then we're just down here and getting some guys over here. And yeah, we're pretty much set up for next episode. I mean, the toys, we're not missing any. Wooden buttons are the only thing that we haven't made yet. So maybe we'll make those. Well, we got 1 minute left. All right. But nothing else is missing. We got all of this. We got all of this. All of this. But then again, wooden buttons are stupendously simple. It's just a wooden shaping bench. Let's just make the wooden shaping bench. Let's just get it out of the way. It is one of these annoying little buildings that require like cranks and crude blades and stuff like that, which we're definitely not making a builder for, and I don't think I'm even going to automate cranks because I just refuse to. Nobody ever uses cranks ever, except for weird things every now and then. They're like crude torches. You just use them once in a million years. And then I think they're actually made on structural workbenches, which make them even more annoying. Yeah, it's just structural. Why? Why are you making them on a structural workbench? Doesn't make any sense. But the wooden buttons themselves are awesome. You use like one peg. Oh, it's still one peg for one button, but that's pretty cheap. Like we're drowning in pegs at the moment, so yeah, they're extremely cheap, and you just get another little machine over here. We could actually repurpose this one. I forgot I already had a crank maker here. This is good gear. We could change this to just be, but it's all good. Well, we got any platform? Bunch more. Yeah, I forgot we already had a good gear guy, so we could just change this to wooden buttons and we can use this for good gears later on, but we'll probably want to actually store these in a chest. I think it's probably not a bad idea. Anyway, I think we are definitely going to call it there. We've done a whole bunch of setup, which is just nothing but setup this episode. And now we are 100% fully set up. We've got everything on the go, and I wouldn't be surprised if we get science in like half an hour in the next episode, based on what we've got done so far. But we are definitely going to be doing that in the next episode, and we're going to see exactly how we go then. So Thank you very much for watching, everybody. I hope you had a good one, and I will see you again next week.